all. This is Ramila from the Gindi Times, the official campus magazine of ACTech, CEG, and SAP. Today, we have Sneha, who is an interior designer, a resin artist, and she also does furniture design. Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, Ramela. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So, we'll start with the questions.
Sure.
So, resin art is a very unique and creative art form. So, how did you come across this art style?
To be really honest, it was during a casual meeting during college. We after the lunch break, we just friends just gather around and talk about stuff. That is when we came across resin art through Instagram. And we were seeing various artists' work, and back then it was really new. That art form was really new, and barely people knew about it. Even we didn't know what the material was. So we were always, exposed to this watercolors, oil paint, acrylic paints, but resin was not known to us. And once we got to know that, we just had that in mind that we need to try resin art sometime in our life. And that's when one of my friends brought a resin which is used for marble and granite polishing. So we started with that. And we never knew that that could be used or not. We didn't know what to do with that, so we started with that. That was the base where we started from. Yeah.
Okay, so when did you start teaching this art technique?
I started teaching this to be very honest again, I used to do small art forms like keychain and things like that. One of my faculties asked me if I was confident enough to take a workshop, and he was the one who gave me the entire support, the courage, the space. Everything was his idea, and I just went there to teach what all I knew at that time. So it is IdeoBrain where I conducted my first workshop, and they conduct a lot of different workshops, art and architectural related. So that was my first workshop. Yeah.
So it's very evident that you're really passionate on what you do. Do you have any artworks that you could show us?
Yeah, sure. One second. So this is one of my recent artworks.
That's beautiful.
Great. This is entirely made of resin.
Wow, love the composition and the colors.
Thank you. This is a beadscape.
Lovely. So how much time it usually takes to dry?
It takes around 4 to 5 hours for it to be touch dry. While you touch, it will be dry. But if you dent your nail, it is eventually going to have a dent. So it takes around 12 to 24 hours for it to be dent free as well. These are authentic crystals.
Wow, it's so beautiful.
This is another beadscape.
So the crystals are put when they're wet, right?
Yes, you can do it either way. Even if after the first layer of the resin dries, we can just place the crystals. But yes,
so
crystals stick with resin.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And this is alcohol ink. Right?
Alcohol ink art, yes.
Yeah, this
yes.
is so beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
So like you told, you have been conducting in-person workshops, and now because of the pandemic, we have like the online mode has started. So how was the transition for you?
I haven't conducted a lot of online workshops. There were one or two which I did, but I am more of an offline person. I like offline workshops more, wherein I can see what the other person is doing, what the participant is, how is he or she mixing the colors, how are they pouring it, and the consistency. I want to see it live. So I am more of an offline person. I have given my workshops a halt, and I am planning for another workshop on
That's
November
great.
13th.
All the best for that. And
Thank you so much.
yeah. So, what's the best part about your job, and what do you love? What excites you the most?
Number one, the pour. It is very therapeutic. It is really very therapeutic. Second is the gloss. Even if the artwork is not so good, the gloss will impress people. You know, that gloss, the natural
Yeah.
gloss of resin impresses me. And the third one is how abstract, how do colors meet each other and give a different effect. That is one of my most favorite parts about resin.
That's great. And as an artist, you also face like art blocks. Some days you wouldn't be like you wouldn't feel creative and productive. So how do you tackle such days?
It is very what to say, usual to have art blocks. It is not very uncommon to have one, and I personally have an art block right now. I am going through that. I don't work when I have an art block. It is not just that I don't get ideas or I don't feel to work. It is like I think that, yeah, it can be done. I just push the work a little and I make it happen only in the end moment. That happens a lot of times. Because I think that when I rush, when I force myself to work on a piece, that doesn't turn out so good. So whenever I have an art block, I just stop my work. I see it for some time. Yeah.
Great, great. And have you faced any struggles as an artist? Like you have been meeting with clients and while conducting workshops. So did you face any struggles as a first timer?
Struggles? Yes, there are struggles, but it was quite a smooth journey for me, to be honest. And struggles, as in, yes, when clients send me a reference picture from the Pinterest and they ask me to replicate the same thing, that is one of the biggest struggles I face, because I cannot replicate someone else's work exactly how they do it. So I have my own style. I work according to my own style, and I think I am most comfortable in my style. Yes, experimenting other artworks, other artists' work, and taking that as an inspiration is one thing. I have done that. I mean, I take inspiration from a lot of beautiful artists all over the world, but replicating the exact same piece again is not possible by me. So that is one quite a struggle I can tell that I face with clients. Some clients, yes.
So among all the clients that you have worked with, do you have any of your favorite moment or something? Or out of forgettable memory? Yeah.
Yes, the bar countertop which I made in the Thief Nungambakam. So that was one of the artist style projects which I usually do. What happens usually is things come to the canvas comes to my studio and I start working in my studio and then I deliver it. But the case was different in this one. It was me and my sister who went there and we were working on the table because the table was already installed and it cannot be transported, and it was again 30 feet long. So given the length and given the installation, we had to go there and work. I was a little unsure of how things would work if I go there and work, but it all ended up very well, and I enjoyed there a lot, and those were the most beautiful moments with resin. Yeah.
That's great. That's really interesting. And I'm sure a lot of people would be really inspired by you and the works you do, especially it's really different from what the conventional artists have been doing. So what message would you like to give to the fellow artists?
Message, firstly, I would be very thankful if I could inspire someone to work, inspire someone to get their hands in experience with resin. And talking about advice, I would say that just put in your time, put in your effort, put in some money. Don't worry if it is an expensive art form, because again, the effects it would give, it'll all be worth it. I would just tell them that there will be a lot of struggles which come in to sell one or two pieces of yours. But once you sell one or two pieces, only through word of mouth, your work will be spread amongst people. And yes, there is going to be a good, you can call it a business. Yes. So you can enjoy making pieces while making money together.
Great. And do you have any dream art project that you're currently working on or you wish to work on?
I'm not working on my dream project right now. My dream project would be working on a big wall, say a 16 feet by 10 feet, 20 feet wall. And that should be entirely covered up with resin, some crystals, and my favorite gold hints and metallic hints and things like that. I would love that. I would love to do that, and that is my dream project. Yes.
That's great. And the last question, what do you think about our series, the palette series?
This palette series is really very inspiring. To be honest, when you told me that if I could give you an interview, I was very happy that this initiative is not just not just for a magazine thing. I think it can also let people know that they can start too. They can start anytime, anywhere. There's no looking back. There are a lot of artists whom you selected for this series, and I'm very sure that each artist would definitely at least inspire one person in the campus. And the entire credit goes to this series, the palette series. I'm really thankful to you all.
Thank you so much, and it's been lovely interviewing you, and all the best for your future.
Thank you, Ramana. Thank you.
Yeah.